Hello once again, I'm BR Schultz. Thanks for joining me. This weekend I decided I would try my hand at aiBabyDoge coins. I bought 1 quadrillion shares for entertainment purposes for the audience to see if the model can correctly forecast a major peak in some of these smaller coins, right? And the prediction is that that this coin, aiBabyDoge, and obviously many other coins, will hit some type of macro peak in May of 2025, roughly. So could it be late April or early June of 2025? Sure. If it were to hit some super spike peak or be around the highs around then, the all-time highs, that would be quite phenomenal. So I wanted to show you tonight the model and why I am trying to out this for entertainment only type of forecast. Hopefully, get some new viewers, draw some attention to 1 quadrillion coins, right? So 1 quadrillion coins, how much does that cost for baby Doge coins in USD? Well, that costs under $1,000 right now. So I was able to acquire, I think, 1.2 quadrillion coins right now in my account. And so, yeah, just for fun, right? So, I mean, that's 1,000 trillion, right? So that's quite a few zeros at the end. And I figured since this is the age of AI and baby Doge memes, I thought I'd take a look at it and then throw in the model and see if it comes out with anything. So thank you for joining me. I'm BR Schultz. Donations can be sent to PayPal QR code or Venmo QR code or the link for PayPal down in the description. Thank you. So what I've been trying to do lately in my models is bring in that big giant yellow wave in the background. So I tested this big giant yellow wave on Tesla and a few other tickers that had huge melt-ups. And so after a lot of work on the algo, I think I've got it kind of figured out. And there's kind of like when you go into a college class, the professor's drawn all over the board, and when you get into class, you wonder what exactly you're going to learn that evening. So essentially what I've done here is I've taken the data for aiBabyDoge that started sometime in mid-2023. And then what I did is I took the first day of trading, and I copied that day's open, high, low, close data points and copied it backwards in time 134 days. That's a technique that I've kind of developed on my own. I figured there's some type of road show, right? So in theory, when they're doing road shows or whatever for tickers or whatever, there's probably some historical time frame that's not presented in the secondary market offerings. And so my favorite market number is 34. So I figured why not walk it back 134 days, and then I tested on quite a few tickers. And lo and behold, it kind of gave out a pretty interesting read. So you can kind of see where that purple wave goes flat. You can see where the yellow wave goes flat. That's where the 134 days are, where they don't move. And so essentially, I did this with Tesla and quite a few others, and it picked out the macro peak pretty spot on, actually. And so I've tried to take the time to work with each one of these waves to try to synchronize all of them, right? So my goal when I began this was to create multiple waves that all have their own frequencies and they have their own ranges and things of that nature, but yet they all kind of talk and communicate in the same language, in the same trend line. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to get the blue wave to talk with the green wave, to talk with the yellow wave, to talk with the purple wave, trying to get them all to speak, right? Because then if they all start telling the same story at different points in time, that trend line gets tons and tons and tons of hits, right? And I've always reasoned that the more hits I can develop and sync different waves to, eventually you'll get so many hits that the endpoint is crystal clear. So if you haven't seen my Bitcoin video or perhaps my Pond or Marlin video, PONDUSD, you can go back and look at those. That's kind of where I'm understanding markets to peak, is around Memorial Day of 2025 for the crypto market specifically. not other markets, but specifically for the crypto market. For some reason, it's picking out roughly Memorial Day of 2025. Again, that could be late April, it could be early June. At this point, right, it's still 15 months out. So I bought 1 quadrillion shares to try to entertain the public a little bit. I think there's 240,000 trillion shares available, or is it quadrillion? I think maybe it's 240,000 quadrillion shares or coins available. So there's only 240,000 people out there that can own that many shares. So that's quite a few people, right? So there's no shortage of coins. But that's why I bought a quadrillion, just to first of all say that I've owned a quadrillion of anything is, I don't know, a first here. So I thought, well, with aiBabyDoge, why not? Again, the Doge meme is something for this generation, and the AI is, hopefully going to take us out into 2030 and could lead to a Great Depression. So I think AI is a big buzzword, and BabyDoge obviously as well. I don't really know what the coin does itself. I don't really take the time to study up hours and hours on what the coins do themselves. I look at the models, see what the models say about the underlying asset, and see if there's anything that the model predicts will happen. So all my work is forecast use only, as you can see on the screen. And essentially, if you watch my other videos, you know that my models are looking for some type of macro peak in crypto in around Memorial Day of 2025. So what I like about aiBabyDoge is it fluctuates like crazy. If you look back on, I think on TradingView.com, if you look at the BabyDoge wrapped in, I don't know, USDT or something, the pricing jumps all over the board. It's quite interesting to watch. So to me, it has a lot of volatility. It responds, I think, to a lot of people are trying to buy it. Maybe that's why there's so much volatility. But either way, if you hit some kind of super hyper pitch peak out in Memorial 2025, that's what this is all about, right? So if you own a quadrillion coins and the thing rockets to some extraordinary height out in late May of 2025, that would just be entertainment on steroids, right? So I'm not a financial professional. I don't get paid in any way, shape, or form by any cryptocurrency vendor or company or owner, yada yada yada. I get no compensation whatsoever. I simply buy these coins so I can have a story to tell you on my forecast videos. Again, it cost me about, I don't know, under $1,000 to buy 1 quadrillion shares. I think I have 1.2 quadrillion shares. Big deal, right? But yeah, so it should be fun to watch. You can put it on your watch list, kind of watch it for entertainment purposes. But essentially, when you get around May of 2025, obviously everyone will easily be able to grade the performance of the model. So what I'm trying to do here essentially is create a model through the blue and the yellow waves, essentially, that can really lock in long-term peaks, right? Or supersonic melt-ups, so to speak. So that's why I'm trying to fine-tune the yellow line. That's why I'm trying to work back 134 days prior, because essentially, in order to get the yellow wave and all the other waves to kind of start moving before the actual data hits, you have to have flat data. So that's why you see all the lines kind of go flat beforehand, but it kind of gets the waves at least moving before the data starts in mid-2023, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. But essentially, you see that blue wave starting to move as soon as my synthetic data 6 months or 134 days trading days prior started. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to try to prove that there is some type of primary market or roadshow type of data that is preceding the secondary pricing that we see in markets, and therefore the models are actually missing that data. That's the whole concept, at least in theory. And then you should be able to walk it back with keeping the data constant without any variables or fluctuation back a certain point in time, and keep that consistent among models, and then prove that it has like a 3 touch point system, right? So the blue wave, where that starts to turn, that's essentially my point number 1 so to speak, in the yellow wave, and then point 2 and 3 in the yellow wave is noted in orange there. But essentially that would be predicting some type of supersonic peak in crypto, and specifically for aiBabyDoge, hopefully, right, for my own sake, into Memorial Day of 2025. So I did this on Tesla, and it picked some amazing peaks in Tesla. So I just thought I'd put this in video format, and yeah, do another crypto video, because I think crypto is going to remain hot into, obviously, the forecasted late May 2025 timeframe. And so I think, like I said, aiBabyDoge seems to get a lot of movement in it. So when I try to pick out different coins and whatever, especially on this such a small scale, I'd like to see something that actually gets traded, right? Has some type of underlying volume constantly moving around and showing that there's interest in it. And so, yeah, hopefully you can judge me. And yeah, in May of 2025, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and the model proves accurate and you want to donate through the QR code, you've been entertained and enjoyed the show, so to speak, please feel free to donate. But I'm going to try to hold my aiBabyDoge until May. Most people would think that it's impossible to predict what's going to happen that far into the future based on a bunch of wiggly waves. So basically, I only use pricing data. I use nothing else to make my predictions. And so, yeah, obviously, if I'm correct, hopefully I'll hit a huge payout. So with such a low decimal coin, right? So if it rockets to infinity and beyond for just even a brief time for May and April of 2025, let's say, even that would produce extreme profits. So that's the plan right now. Again, it's about 13 months away, and I keep trying to finesse all my models. I think this is pretty sweet. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this, and you can bookmark it, save the video, yada, yada, yada. And in May of 2025, you get to be the judge. And if you enjoyed this in May of 2025, yeah, feel free to throw $5 at me in the QR code or whatever have you, and buy me a Pepsi or whatnot if that's of interest. So until then, hopefully you are greatly entertained, and I'll be holding on to a quadrillion aiBabyDoge coins into the forecasted B.R. Schultz models May 25 macro peak for crypto. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, please subscribe, share my work with others, and hit the thumbs up if you would. Take care. I'm B.R. Schultz.